We're thrilled to document the journey so far of a unique program here at Trinity Bay State High School. Our IAE Indigenous Arts Excellence class was formed in 2025 after about 3 years of soft trials and consideration of a whole range of different options. The class was our response to wanting to engage more deeply in a range of community arts events, but most specifically CIAF, the Cairns Indigenous Art Fair. CIAF showcases and is a primary economic driver for Indigenous arts practice across the whole of Queensland. We wanted our students to not just view the amazing artworks on display at multiple CIAF events, we wanted them to be active participants in it. We were given timetable space and trust by our admin to find Year 10 and Year 11 students who could be part of this project team. We were given space and 2 lessons a week in the timetable to grow this dream of having students connect with arts industry in this way.
Project that the girls and I embarked upon was the Yumi Arts Culture Through Our Eyes exhibition. The expression of interest was due in week 7 of term 1, so we had to hit the ground running and work really hard to meet that deadline. The exhibition required the students to express what culture meant to them. So we did a little bit of unpacking, but they had ideas immediately. They could visualize what they wanted to capture in their prints, and they worked really hard for 7 weeks non-stop getting the task done. In responding to the Yumi Arts exhibition brief, Culture Through Our Eyes, the students and I each worked together to develop 3 symbols that were personal to them that represented what culture meant to them. Once the girls had printed their fabric, I wanted to bring their story to life, and so we employed the services of a local photographer, Romy Photography, to come and photograph the girls in our school environment where they are enacting their identity 5 days a week. And I wanted them to celebrate who they are because their fabrics tell their story. Before Romy came to work with the girls, I told the girls about Romy and showed them her website and talked to them about the type of work she does as a professional photographer. They were really excited to have this opportunity to be photographed by a real photographer. So some of the girls came on the day with their own clothing from home that also matched their identity. So Rishayla bought her green island dress, which is really significant to her, and Helen bought her island dress as well. And then together we walked around the school to different locations as a group, and the group of girls stayed together. They supported each other. They were helping Romy carry her materials. They were watching Romy work. It was fantastic to see the girls supporting Romy to take the photograph. And so when Romy was here and the girls stood in front of her camera, they already had an idea of how they would hold their fabric. Romy gave them little suggestions for how they could hold their hands or position their face, but really the girls had this innate pride that just came out. Yeah, it was really special to see, and I think that's why the images are so beautiful, is it captures their authenticity.
IAE promotes in students self-understanding. It promotes their identity as young artists. It connects them to our unique place here in Far North Queensland. It gives them purpose and a reason to share their culture. It builds their capacity, their confidence, and their ability in a range of different textile and visual arts forms. The program promotes connections. There's a unique trust and connection with Natalie, their teacher. They're building connections with a range of outside mentors. And most importantly of all, they're building connection with each other as young female artists. The course builds student knowledge in real-life art contexts, in textile production, in the ability to work in a production team, to the importance of keeping deadlines. The program builds competency, with students committing to a range of different creative projects. It builds competency in the way they're learning to collaborate, not just with each other and their teacher, but with the mentors who come in and work beside them. It builds creativity as they adapt and brainstorm and work out ways to deliver on those projects. It improves their communication, their ability to stand and communicate what their intent and the meaning behind their work is. And there are loads of critical problem-solving challenges that the students face and work on together.
The three key symbols in my artwork are a frangipani, a dari, and a traditional Arab mask used by dancers. The frangipani connects me and my akka because we both like the flower, and it is used in a lot of traditional wear, like island dresses or just any kind of traditional wear. The dari connects me to my culture as it's used for many traditional dances throughout the Torres Straits, normally worn by men, but it still connects me. And the Arab mask connects me to my island home, which is Dunley, because it was used by many of the dancers back in the days, and I feel like it really connects me to my culture and to my people.
My three symbols of my bag designs are the willy wagtail, the footsteps of the willy wagtail, and the flowing river. And the willy wagtail represents my culture, my community, and my family. And the footprints represent the cultures of Australia and the history, and the river symbolizing the flowing of time.
The three symbols on my fabric are the crocodile, the yam leaf, and the crocodile tracks. The crocodile, which is my totem, symbolizes me and my akka. My akka is a very important part of my life and a really good source of cultural knowledge. The yam leaf is symbolic of my akka as well, where she comes from Saibai. And the crocodile tracks remind me of my sister because I got it from one of her artworks.
Building on the success of the Yumi Arts project, the students are about to begin two more exciting projects that connect with their culture and their self-identity. The first project is our partnership with the curator of the Cairns Indigenous Art Fair, Linnell Flinders. Linnell has asked our students to design and install a sculpture which will be in the centre of the Kaya Fashion Parade. Our brief was to design a structure using holographic material that connected with this year's Fashion Parade concept of Look, Listen. The students and I have devised freestanding holographic arches that have moving pieces of semi-transparent fabrics hanging from them. The arches mimic sound waves and light waves. The models will pose and interact around the arches, and the movement of the fabrics will create a dynamic feature to the parade. In 2 weeks' time, the students will be special VIP guests at the performance, where along with the hundreds of paying spectators, they will see their ideas come to life amongst amazing contemporary Indigenous fashion from designers all over Queensland. Our final project of the year is the biggest and most exciting so far. Internationally recognised Indigenous fashion designer Grace Lillian Lee reached out to the school to form a partnership that involves Grace and her team at First Nations Fashion and Design, mentoring our students. Grace is an amazing role model for our young women. She has come from Cairns herself and has forged a career as a contemporary artist, a fashion designer and curator of fashion parades. She has recently returned from New York Fashion Week and is due to leave soon for Paris Fashion Week. The 10-week program that Grace and her team will deliver will give students knowledge about the full range of careers and opportunities growing from the rapidly expanding industry revolving around Indigenous textile design and fashion. Along with other support staff in our school, our goal will be for our students to present a showcase performance in our new Performing Arts Centre to highlight the textile design, construction and modelling skills that Grace and her team have shared with our emerging young Indigenous artists. The thing that I'm most excited about is growing the success that we've had this year. I want the girls to be eager and excited to come back next year, and then for other students to hear about what we've been doing and them wanting to come on board and be a part of it as well.